Hello everyone and welcome to Games, Comics and Crafts. In this video I'll be looking at Wesley Dodds' The Sandman issue 1. Okay, so this is the first issue of Wesley Dodds' Sandman. I've not been buying a lot of DC stuff since they decided to basically say everything counts in continuity, nothing really matters, because the books I were buying were basically having characters that should be dead or missing, or Carl Rayner was a Green Lantern even though he's not supposed to be Green Lantern. Anyway, it got ridiculous keeping track of stuff, so dropped all my DC books and decided though, once this was announced, give this a try. I used to like Sandman Mystery Theatre, so I thought, well, maybe Wesley Dodds Sandman would be okay. All in all, it's not too bad. Artwork wise, it's okay. It's functional. There's some really nice page design layouts. The actual character stuff is a little bit cartoony, but kind of does remind me of like the old Dick Tracy cartoons from like comics from the like 40s and 50s. Um, that's okay. It kind of works. Everything's kind of consistent, so it's not too bad. But the actual page layouts and stuff is really, there's some really nice stuff in there. Story wise, it's okay. Wesley Dodds is apparently trying to convince the US government to use his sleeping gas instead of bullets to kill people in war, and they turn him down. He's got a legacy from his father to do some similar stuff as well. And that's kind of where the entire issue focuses around this meeting and kind of beating up a couple of bad guys. There's a fire at the end against his house, which kind of burns all his stuff up, which I presume is where he's got most of his Sandman equipment, but I don't really know because apparently it's in the back of his car as well. So um, the idea that Wesley's a pacifist, as mentioned elsewhere, and some people have said, is obviously not true because he's punching people in the face. So that's not exactly pacifism. He's going for non-lethal solutions. And it is kind of a ridiculous situation because like the guy sitting here basically says, okay, what do we do if we gas everybody and they all fall asleep? What do we do with the people? Do we have mass prisoners of war? Do we send them all back home like the A-Team and they just never come back again? Once they've been dealt with, they just run home with a tail between their legs and they never darken our door again. It's like, okay, yeah. But yeah, at least there's a good reason for him to try and do what he's doing. I personally like Sam Mystery Theatre where they tied Wesley's origin to Morpheus, the actual Sandman, being imprisoned. Whether or not that'll be touched upon, I don't know. Um, but yeah, it's not a bad book. It's not terrible. It's readable. I will stick with this one. It's 6 issues, so I'll probably stick with this one at least for another 2 or 3, probably all the way through to the 60 because that's what I tend to do with miniseries. Um, Jay Garrick has obviously got a one. Jay Garrick looks like he's like 12. I don't quite know what the artist makes him look like he's 12. So I'm staying away from Jay. But I was never a massive fan of Jay Garrick or the Alan Scott book either. So Sandman was my favourite character in the JSA. And considering I didn't even like the JSA book very much because exactly those problem with the continuity issues where they kind of flash forward to the future with a huntress in there that might be the daughter of Batman, and it's like, okay, whatever. Not bothered with that. I'm not going to worry about that. So this is my only DC book at the moment, apart from Doom Patrol, which is obviously ending in a couple of weeks. And Doom Patrol's been okay, but again, Doom Patrol has a problem of being consistently okay, but not fantastic. Not since, my opinion, Grant Morrison's run. And okay, completely forgot the name now. But anyway, that series, that Vertigo series of Doom Patrol was my favourite Vertigo series. Everything else, even the Burn run, I wasn't a massive fan of, but I mean that was okay. And then some of the later stuff is like, but nothing's ever been as good as that Vertigo series of Doom Patrol. But yeah, it's a good enough book. If you're a fan of the Sandman, it's readable. If you're a fan of JSA, it's okay. Whether or not it ties into the other two books, I don't know. Let's say your view of the artwork, that's going to be a personal thing. You might not like it, you might like it. I didn't think I would, but as I was reading it, it kind of settled in there to that kind of, like I say, that kind of Dick Tracy 40s kind of style. So that was okay. So, but yeah, all in all, not too bad. More like this from DC, I'd be happy. I know I've got a Batman Superman on order that's hopefully coming at some point, which is supposed to be very, very good. And a couple of other DC books that look like they're promoting for 2024 look to be very interesting as well. So maybe next year we might actually get some more DC books in my pull list. But at the moment it's mostly independents and the odd Marvel. So keep it up, DC, and we'll see what we can do. Okay, well, thanks very much for listening to this very, very short look at Sandman issue 1. Hopefully it's of interest to you, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye-bye.